Alright, what's going on, people? Ring Roadmap here, and by the time I'm recording this video, it's 2 days before my fight. For that reason, I want to give you guys a tip that worked for me throughout the years. I'm not saying that this will apply for everybody, but this definitely applied to me, and I found it to be effective, okay? So I'm going to talk today about my dismissive behavior towards fighting, and I'm going to be talking in particular about fight week. So 7 days before the fight. One thing that really works for me is I don't think about the fight at all, alright? I don't think about what I'm going to do. I don't think about my opponent. I don't think about what my strategies are on fight day. I don't think about any of that, okay? Of course, I'm in the process of cutting weight. That's already a given. I'm doing some final touches in my training, right? Which I do 2 days. In the last 7 and 6 days of training, I do a very hard training session. And then 5 days before I deload, I decrease the intensity. However, outside of that, I don't think about boxing. So what do? I neglect the idea of fighting at all, up until fight day. And this is really a great thing that works for me. I try to distract myself by doing other things, right? That does not affect my fight performance. So I'm not saying go out to party and have sex with a whole lot of women the week before you fight. I'm not saying that, okay? All I'm saying is you have to do things that are relaxing, and you have to do things that will take away your mind from fighting. Because what I found is that the more I think about the fight, the more anxious I get, okay? Now here's the contradiction. And this is the part where I would not recommend this to some people. If you don't have that killer instinct, if you don't have that psycho attitude that a lot of fighters have, like Mike Tyson can have a sex before the fight. Why? Because it does not need the focus, it does not need all the sacrifices, it does not need to sacrifice all of that to have killer instinct. Some people, they need to sacrifice certain parts of their life in order for them to be focused, and in order for them to bring that killer instinct in the ring. So what do? They abstain from sex, they stay isolated in a room, right? They stay in solitude, they go to quiet places. Some people need that. I personally don't, okay? And I don't recommend this to people who do not have that killer instinct. Now, by experience, I know that even if I party before a fight, I'm not saying I've tried this before, even if I party before a fight, I'm still gonna go in there and I'm gonna have that fighter mode, I'm gonna have that killer mode the moment the bell rings. That's just a natural thing that I got. I'm not sure where I got it from. This is not to brag or anything like that, but that's just a natural thing that I got, and that's the natural thing that a lot of fighters have, like, you know, Mike Tyson and Triple G also has that, and a lot of a lot of KO artists, they have the same attitude. They have the same killer instinct that is given. Now, if you don't have that, then go ahead, do your sacrifices, right? Fight week, go ahead, isolate yourself, do all of these things to keep yourself focused. Me personally, I don't like focusing on a fight. I don't like focusing on the idea of fighting. I like to distract myself with other things. And that's my dismissive behavior towards fighting that I want to share with you guys, and that's what worked for me throughout the years. On fight day, okay, we can talk about fighting, but the week before, I don't want to go through all of that mental shit, okay? I don't want to go through that. I don't want to go through all of that mental stress. Bring me to a place where it's relaxing. That's what I like to do. Okay, so usually I go to a place where I can sing karaoke, which is a big thing in the Philippines. I sing karaoke for like an hour or two straight. Sometimes I have, 2 to 3 friends, not too much, because it's too loud. Sometimes I go to crowded places, and I would just take a walk in that particular place. So a great example here in the Philippines is Seaside. So if you look it up, that's where Mall of Asia is located. I walk around there, and that's what I do. I just surround myself with crowded energy, because it's also going to carry over when you fight. When you fight, you're going to have a pretty, not too much in amateurs, there's not a lot of audience, but you're going to have some audience. And if you're used to being in crowded places, the idea of having some audience in front of you, like 50 to 100 people, it doesn't affect you as much anymore, because you're used to that kind of atmosphere, right? You're used to being in places where there are a lot of people. So that's also what I do. And I do a lot of relaxing things. Like, I do play other sports on fight week also, like basketball. Not too much to the point where I'll be sore and shit, but just enough to where I can have fun and I can take my mind away from fighting. So that's it. See you guys in the next video. That's just my attitude toward fighting. You guys may have a different opinion, but this is how I do it. This is how I did it, and this is how it worked for me throughout the years, ever since I started. So peace out, and join my Patreon if you want to. I'll share more tips over there in the near future. I just have to get this fight done, and we'll get back to posting content. Alright? See you guys soon. Peace out.